welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi guys. Okay, so I'm doing part 2 out of 2. That means the last part video of this particular 2.3 quadratic function. If you haven't watched my part 1 video, I'll just straight away tell you. I want to say highly recommend, but no. I'll straight away tell you, switch off this video. You should go and watch part 1, okay? Because I will assume, because later on when I teach, I will actually assume you already watched part 1 video, because without that knowledge, it's a bit hard for you to survive today. So in part 1 video, which is the same one, 2.3 lah, part 1 video, I already taught you guys how to find the maximum minimum point, okay? So later on, I won't repeat, okay? I will assume you already watched. But if you forget, watch that back, okay? I'll put a link on top, okay? So remember to watch that, okay? So this particular video, I'm teaching you guys how to sketch the graph out. Last week, we actually, last week, part 1 video is actually learning how to find the maximum minimum point. Then this video is actually how do we draw it out, okay? So before we draw it out, later on, I won't tell you how to draw it out until later on I straight away apply on the questions. But before that, I want you guys to know the characteristic of all of it, okay? Every single graph equation is always general form. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Supposingly equals 0. But now we are talking about curve, right? We don't write 0 anymore. Instead of 0, you write equals to y, equals to fx, something like this. I need you guys to know the characteristic of all the A, B, C, okay? Let me tell you A. Based on part 1 video, you guys all know A is to see positive, negative. Positive, happy face, minimum. Negative, sad face, maximum. That's the characteristic of A. I think all of you guys know, part 1 video, okay? Okay, I trust that you will watch, okay? Then C. C stands for what? I talk about C first. C is something all of you guys know because straight line equation called what? Y equals to mx plus c. Do you guys still remember the C stand for what? Very good. Y-intercept. Y-intercept have what characteristic? X equals 0. I think this one you learned in form 2, okay? So y-intercept, x equals 0. Y-intercept is actually a coordinate on the y-axis. We call it y-intercept. So this one is a C, okay? Now I want to explain what is B. A lot of teachers didn't explain what is B, although it's not very necessary for you to know that, but I will still want to explain to you that is mostly because in the future, under this chapter, the part that always have hot question is always this 2.3, okay? So when they have hot questions, they won't tell you what it is, they will just give you the equation. So I scared you guys don't know how to draw it out, so you guys better know it, like extra knowledge, okay? So the B, if they bigger than 0, right, when I sketch it out, they should somehow, let's say it's a happy face. It can be sad face, but let's say it's a happy face. If it's a happy face, it will look like this. Everything I give you in happy face, my dear. Then this one, if B lesser than 0, the happy face will look like this. Okay, or maybe they will touch the axis, okay? I didn't say must flying like that, but it will look like this, okay? Maybe you will ask me, teacher, how you know? Okay, listen to me, extra knowledge. If B bigger than 0, always under the y-axis, always just look at the y-axis, that point C, the y-intercept, okay? If your B bigger than 0, after the C, they always heading up. So do they heading up now? Yes, that is when B bigger than 0, okay? When B smaller than 0, on your point C, that means the y-intercept, they were heading down. So are they heading down now? Yes. Why you guys need to know that? Because if B equals to 0, you think B equals to 0, they were heading up or heading down? They will be static. When B equals 0, guys, that means you're not heading up, you're not heading down, but you will be static. So that is always the minimum maximum point. So I hope you guys understand the concept of it, but don't know also never mind, okay? No worries, okay? So start to take a graph paper and start to take a full sketch out and let's do together. So question 1, sketch. Today I'm teaching you guys how to sketch the graph. So sketch the graph of the following quadratic function and state the equation of axis of symmetry. I hope you guys know what is axis of symmetry. If you doesn't, never mind. Let me put it here for you. Axis of symmetry is always, when you draw a curve out, it's always a happy face or sad face. Right? Part 1 video already taught you guys. Axis of symmetry is always a vertical line. Okay? Cut the curve graph into half. Now, this dot line is the axis of symmetry. For this one, also is the axis of symmetry. And your axis of symmetry always will touch the minimum maximum point. Okay? So let's say this one is 2, 3. Let's say this one is HK. So now they don't want you just to draw the axis symmetry out. They want you to write out the equation. How do you guys write out the equation then? Every single equation that vertical is always called x equals to something. Horizontal, y equals to something. Slanted, got y, got x. This one you learn it from 2, okay? So now it's a vertical line. Vertical line, so isn't it x equals to? X equals to what? Obviously, you touch the minimum point. And your minimum point, x, isn't it 2? So you should tell me x equals to 2. How about the right side one? X equals to h. Bear in mind, must write x equals to. You cannot just write 2, write h. You must write x equals to 1. And very easy, you just need to depend on your minimum maximum point. Because your axis of symmetry definitely touch the minimum maximum point, okay? Hope you guys get an idea of it. Don't know, never mind, okay? No worries, okay? Let's start from A. All right, here, A. So now they want you to sketch a graph out, my dear. So this is the equation for A, yeah? So sketching a graph, do you need to use graph paper? No. Plot or draw only using graph paper. Sketch is just sketch on foolscap or sketch on whatever space they provided, okay? So on the starting, isn't it, they give you general form. So how do you get sketch graph? Actually, sketch graph got 3 steps, okay? So why you need to have so many steps? Because sketch graph you cannot simply sketch. For you to sketch a graph, first thing first, you need to find quite a lot of points, okay? So I need to find points. So since this is the first time we do it, so I'll write step 1, step 2, step 3 for you, but later on I won't write anymore lah. So now step 1 is to find maximum minimum point. Quite makes sense, right? Because for you to draw the curve, you know that definitely you have the highest point or the lowest point. So you need to do step 1, find maximum minimum point. So on your part 1 video, you guys all know, whenever you find maximum minimum point, is general form helping? No. General, oh. Okay. Sorry, yeah. I'm so sad. Okay, wait. Okay lah, like that lah, okay? I hope you guys can see, okay? So guys, step 1 is to find the maximum minimum point out, okay? So how do you guys find maximum minimum point out? Based on part 1 video, you guys should know that maximum minimum point, you guys must have what? Vertex form. How to from general form become vertex form? You guys must use completing the square. Do you guys still remember completing a square got how many steps? 2 steps. First step, your A must be 1. What is your A now? 2. How 2 become 1? Don't tell me divide. Part 1 video already taught you factorize it out. Because the other side is not 0, so don't tell me divide. You just pull the 2 out. I pull the 2 out, x squared. 7, I pull the 2 out, 7 over 2. 5, I pull the 2 out, 5 over 2. This part I won't do very slow because after all, this is what part 1 video taught, okay? So second step, isn't it big bracket square minus small bracket square plus c. What's your c now? 5 over 2. Inside the big bracket square is always what? X plus b over 2. So x plus b over 2. I already say a lot of time. Your b have over 2 is their problem, but the bottom over 2 you must return back for me. Can I'm serious. Everything I say now, you don't understand. Definitely you haven't watched my part 1 video. You watch first, okay? So 7 over 2 over 2, let's simplify it. It will become 7 over 4. Same for the back part. Completing a square eventually only got 2 steps. And just try your best to make it a vertex form. Remember this big bracket square, you can never expand it. But you can try to do the back one. And what can you do? You guys can press calculator. That's also the reason why you guys own a calculator, right? So just press it. Negative 9 over 16. A lot of students will press wrongly. Mainly, I think, because you forget the negative. So remember, press that time. Don't press wrongly. You should be fine, okay? Will you stop here? No, because vertex form don't have big bracket on. So now we need to times the 2 back in. So 2 times this, negative 9 over 8. Got it. What I got now? I got the vertex form. So based on the part 1 video, you guys should know vertex form is for you to pull out the information. I'll assume you already watched, okay? Really need that knowledge, okay? So the A is what? 2. 2 is what? Positive. Positive is happy face. Happy face is a minimum. So you know now this particular point is a minimum point, yeah? So this one, 7 over 4. Positive 7 over 4, pull out negative 7 over 4. The Q is negative 9 over 8. Negative 9 over 8, pull out, it is still negative 9 over 8. Just like that, guys, I done my step 1. My step 1 is what? Finding the point out, minimum, maximum point. But guys, getting only 1 point, is it enough for me to sketch the graph out? No. Now I only know the minimum point. For you guys to draw the curve out, isn't it the curve can be like this, or maybe like this, correct, my dear? So the curve, you cannot only have 1 point. 1 point is not enough. So here you go for your step 2. Step 2 is what? Step 2 is finding more points. So if you guys watch my function chapter 1 video, whenever you find more points, I always suggest you guys to draw a table out. Because in the future, in MX, you guys will always draw a table out for you guys to find more points, okay? So the table, one is for X, one is for Y. For now, I don't think I'll write Y. Why leh? Because this question, they didn't call it Y. They called it FX instead. So I will call it FX. So this step 2 is what leh? Will you random find some point? No. You will find those very standardized point. Every single straight line, graph, curve, they will definitely having the x-intercept or the y-intercept. So now I exactly just want to find my x-intercept and my y-intercept. You guys should know this, okay? The basic y-intercept, x equals 0. X-intercept, y equals 0. So you put 0, 0 for these two places, okay? So how do I find it out? Remember not y-intercept, we also call it c. So you want to using sub method to find also can, but I'm a bit lazy. And most important, C is something I just look at the general form, I will know it because I already taught you just now. So the general form, do you guys realize the C is actually 5? So straight away, no, my y-intercept is 5. So x0, y5. Isn't it just like that? I got one coordinate here. How about this one? This one, another one, this one is the x-intercept. X-intercept, then can I look at A or B? No. X-intercept must find one. How do you find? Now I'm using a gray color pen. This gray color pen represent a pencil, okay? So because teacher won't give you marks for that. So you know, not necessary to show teacher. You can just write on the side, okay? No one want to see the working. So, but I want to show you the working because I scared you guys don't know what is that, okay? So now for this one, isn't it fx0? So fx equals 0, you will sub to the general form. Then you guys can find the value out. So if I sub inside, isn't it 2x squared plus 7x plus 5 equals 0? What do they look like? They look like a general form. Isn't it? Can press calculator to get the answer. First answer, I get -1. Second answer, I get -5/2. I still write a proper 2 bracket for you, but you know it's not necessary. You just need to know the value because after all, the gray color part have no marks one, okay? I want to say no points, -1 and -5/2. So from here, when -1, when x is -1, y is 0. When x is -5/2, y is 0. Isn't it from here, I get 2x-intercept out. So just like that, can you see now, all the blue color box, I already get 4 points, okay, my dear? So after these 4 points, now here we go for step 3. Step 3 is what? Without any delay, it will be sketch the graph out. So easy, my dear. So how do we sketch the graph out? So first thing first, we will draw the y-axis, draw the x-axis, okay? Okay, I will draw like that. This is the x, this is the 0. And this one is fx. Don't write y, So guys, first, I will draw this one first. So for this minimum point, -7/4, quite hard for you to draw because you not really know what is the exact value. So whenever you get C fraction, I will always ask my student to press calculator to make it decimal for your own understanding wise. So 1.75. -9/8 is -1.125. So now exactly, I know if they're decimal, they will look like that. Then you guys will, easier for you guys to draw it out. Say -1.75. Let's say here -1, -2. So -1.75, agak-agak here. -1.125, -1, -2. -1, isn't it somehow around here? So having this width, having this height. So that is my first point. Remember, minimum maximum point is a very important point. So you must write out the whole coordinate down. Don't write, you want to write decimals, okay, now, but normally people write fraction, okay? So that is my first point. Next one, x0, y is 5. Sorry, not enough space. My mistake though. Okay, fx. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 5 is here. So x0, y is 5. Isn't it done? Okay, because x0, your height is 5. -1, 0, -1, it will be here. -1, 0, it will be on the floor. Can? -5/2, 0 leh. -1, -2, -3. Middle of it will be -5/2. Because -5/2, when I make it a fraction, when I make it a decimal, is actually -2.5. Isn't it? You are located here. So just like that, 4 points. I already draw 4 cross on my graph. Now all you need to do is connect them together. When you connect them together, do you use ruler? No, you freehand, okay, my dear. And remember, when you draw it out, it's always a U shape or N shape. Please don't draw until like sharp like that, okay, my dear. They don't have sharp one, okay? Even, don't tell me, teacher, can I curve at the end sharp a bit? No. It should have a curve shape one, okay? So try your best to draw freehand. Okay, it will somehow look like this. You just draw a few times lah, until you can get used to how to draw a nice one. So guys, this is exactly how the graph look like. And is it done? No, because I already done the first requirement, but the second requirement, they want me to state the equation of axis symmetry. Just now I say how axis symmetry look like. It will be a vertical line. Exactly touch your minimum maximum point. Use ruler, okay? I now freehand now, but use ruler, okay? So this particular straight line called axis symmetry, they didn't ask you to draw it out. They want you to state it out. So you guys should state the equation out. So what's your x value? Your x now, isn't it touch the minimum maximum point? You know your x is -7/4. So please write x equals to -7/4. That. Hopefully like that, I'm not too fast. If I'm too fast, please let me know. Let's go on with B. Obviously must draw 2 times lah. Okay, I scared you guys don't know ma, right? So B. For the B wise, start from B. I'm not writing step 1, step 2, step 3 anymore. I will just straight away do it, okay? Because you know it's a repeating of whatever we did just now. So step 2. I mean B, okay? Step 1. Step 1 is what? Finding minimum maximum point out. Again, you must get vertex form. How do you from general form become vertex form? Completing the square. First step, your A must be negative, must be +1. But now it's a -2. What should you do? Pull it out. Factorize, okay? So I pull it out, I left x squared. Positive pull out negative, negative. 3 pull out 2, 3/2. Negative pull out negative, positive. 7 pull out 2, 7/2. I done my first step. Let's do my second step. Big bracket square minus small bracket square plus c. Now my c, isn't it 7/2? Sorry. So x plus b/2. Your b now have a negative. Please state out the negative here. And remember the formula wise is b/2. So no matter how complicated your b is, please don't forget the over 2. That's the reason I keep changing pen to show you that, okay? Don't make careless mistake. After these 2 steps, now all the rest of it is just, normal mathematics part. So remember to try to simplify it. So you guys can press calculator. It should become -3/4. I repeat, the big bracket square, you will never touch it. You can actually try to combine the behind part. And on my part 1 video, I taught you guys, can I negative become positive? Nope. Why? Because there's a square. So please try to combine everything, but don't negative. Don't tell me you write positive here. So negative bracket, -3/4 square plus 7/2. So I press the whole thing, I get 47/16. I hope all of you guys got that. Some of the students, they didn't get it. I can try to tell you that you might wrong because you forget the negative, or maybe you forget the square, because my student always make mistake there. So now all I need to do is times it, because vertex form don't have a big bracket. So I will times the -2 in for both of them. Okay, now I already get my vertex form. Let's straight away pull the informations out. Negative, it means set face. Set face, it means maximum point. -3/4 pull out is always positive. How about the back one? The back one will just pull out as usual. Part 1 video already taught you guys that. So now I already got my first point. Okay? Now is the step 2. Do you still remember? Obviously, you still remember lah. It's still under the same video, right? Step 2, isn't it, is drawing a table. To find what? X-intercept, Y-intercept. So X here, GX here, because this question called GX. Please never ever stop comment below to tell me whether you understand or not, okay? Because I just cannot assume, okay? I don't know whether my speed actually become faster and faster because I get used to, like firm video for you guys. I don't know, okay? I don't know what changes I might have, okay? I'll just teach in my own speed, but just in case, okay? Let me know, okay? Double confirm with me, okay? So guys, x and gx. So x equals 0, gx equals 0. So x equals 0 is what? Y-intercept. Y-intercept is what? The c. My c is what? I look at it. Negative 7. Easy peasy. So I got 1 point here. Okay, my dear, I hope you guys all understand. Next one, how about this? Here. About this, isn't it the x-intercept? X-intercept, isn't it gx becomes 0? So gx becomes 0. My gx equation is this one, yeah? So I just sub it in the general form. Again, it's time to press calculator. This one, I insist everyone press, please. I'm pressing. Give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. I hope you guys done pressing. For this version calculator, don't tell me the answer what. Okay, now press for you lah. From this calculator, you guys get the answer 3 over 4, right? Don't tell me you write that down. Look carefully this version calculator if you are using this version. Do you realize this version calculator on the right top corner, there's this particular sign? For this version calculator or the rest of the version of the calculator, do you realize your calculator at the side here, there's this particular symbol? Remember, if your calculator exactly have these two things, okay, it's either one lah, because you normally only own one calculator, right? Whenever you guys see that, actually that answer is not the answer. That answer is what? That answer is an imaginary answer. This I actually stand for imaginary. Imaginary, that means it's you imagine yourself. That is not the answer. So if that is not the answer, then what is the answer? The answer is no answer. You should write x is undefined. In the future, you will realize there's a lot of questions, no answer. So no answer, don't have lah. I put a dash there. Guys, don't panic because they have no answer. Trust me, you can still do it one. Let's do it. Let's sketch it out. Okay. So okay, got it. So let's say, why saying it one? Let's say this is the y-axis. Let's say this one is the x-axis. So this 0, this x, this one called gx. I start to draw lah, okay? Don't panic, ah. So 3 over 4, make it decimal, is 0.75. How about this one? Negative 47 over 8, make it a decimal, negative 5.875. Okay? So let's say 1 is here. 0.75 is around here. Negative 5, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. Negative 5.76, 5 point somewhere here. Okay? So this is my first point. 3 over 4, negative 47 over 8. That is my maximum point. That first point. Saw it? Next one, 0, negative 7. Isn't it this particular height would be negative 7? So 0, negative 7, second point. Hey, this time I only got 2 points. So what should I do? Do as usual, connect them together, correct? Guys, I draw like this, correct or wrong? Wrong. I hope you tell me wrong. You know why? You don't connect them based on what you assume. You must remember, this question, just now that one is a maximum point. And before you start, you already know this is a set phase graph, correct? So you should definitely draw a set phase graph and you know this is actually the maximum point. Maximum point, that means that point is the highest point. So if you draw it out, isn't it will look like this. As a set phase graph, and that point is the highest point. And once you draw it out, you totally understand that just now why you get max error for your calculator, why you get imaginary answer. Because you look carefully, based on what you draw, do you even touch the x-axis? No. Because now your graph not touching x-axis, that's why you couldn't get x-intercept. That's why just now your x-intercept is undefined. So isn't it now everything makes sense now? Understand, my dear? So they have no answer, okay? Then continue our last step, which is the axis of symmetry. What's my axis of symmetry now? Please write x equals to 3 over 4. Because the x on that spot touched the maximum point, and the maximum point, x is 3 over 4. So just write x equals to 3 over 4. Done. You guys understand? I hope you guys understand because I will go on lah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. So guys, this one, question 2, last one, okay? So guys, A very easy one. I'll do fast, okay? So A, find the minimum point out. That's like our step 1, right? So guys, they give me the equation like this. Don't always expect they will provide you a general form. If they doesn't, it is fine because you can expand it to make it a general form. 2, 2, 4, x squared. 2 times 3, 6x. 5 times 2, 10x. 5 times negative 3, negative 15. I can combine those, okay? So x and x, I combine them together, minus 15. Isn't it, this is a wonderful general form? Is it done? No, this question never asked for this. They asked for minimum maximum point. So we already did like this particular video. This is the 3rd time we're doing it already. You guys should know that you must have what? Vertex form. How to from general form become vertex form? Completing the square again. Pull out means divide. 4 divided by 4x. 15 divided by 4, 15 over 4. I hope this speed is fine. If I'm way too fast, you just, replay, okay? So by this one, isn't it I write at the back part? Can? So what is inside the big bracket? Isn't it x plus b over 2? Don't tell me your b is x, yeah? Your b should be in front x. Nothing there. It will be an invisible 1 over 2. Can? And remember the big bracket square, which is this one, you never touch it. But the behind part, you guys can press calculator. Wait, pressing it. Negative 4. Again, you guys almost get the vertex form already. Just times in. So 4 times in, right in front. 4 times negative 4, negative 16. Got it. My A is a positive. It means it's a happy face. Happy face is minimum. Positive 1 over 2, pull out negative 1 over 2. Negative 16, pull out negative 16. I think I done my step 1, but I also done my A. Because the A, they're actually asking me to find the minimum point. And I really got the minimum point for that. Hope you guys all okay, because it's like same thing as part 1 video. Let's go on with B. B I do here, yeah? B a bit different, listen. B, sketch. Yep, like what we did on this particular video. Sketch the graph of fx, okay? After that, they want me to state the range also. That one you ignore first, we just sketch first, okay? So now they want to sketch. So sketch isn't it got 3 steps, like how I did on this particular video. Step 1, find maximum minimum point. I think we already found it in A. Step 2, isn't it draw the table? Hey guys, do you realize this time I draw the table slightly longer than usual? Can you tell me why this time I draw longer version compared to that previously? I hope you realize this time you guys shouldn't only find x-intercept, y-intercept. You know why? Because this time they want you to sketch the graph for the domain negative 3 to 3. This then will go back to your chapter 1. Chapter 1, you guys already learned domain means the axis. That means you must from negative 3 draw until 3. So since you have a restriction, right, you cannot just simply draw anymore. So you must purposely find out where you start, where you end. So that means this particular table, you should find out where you are when you are negative 3, where are you when it's 3. Just find the starting and ending will do. No need to find a lot of extra one, okay? And still have the x-intercept, y-intercept as usual. Okay? Then how do you guys all get those value? Again, you know it's sub. Just sub to your general form because general form is the easiest form for me to sub. So I still use the pencil to show you how to sub, but actually all you need to do is just, take our calculator and start to press and, all the x sub negative 3 inside. I write out all, yeah. Another one, I need to sub 0. Another one, I need to sub 3. You know they have no marks for that, okay? Because I'm already using pencil, so you guys can straight away press it out. So 4 bracket negative 3 square plus 4 bracket negative 3 minus 15, I got 9. This one I also know is negative 15. This one, 33. Got it. I write nicely, yeah? So 9, negative 15, 33. So here I got 1 point. Here I got 1 point. Here I got 1 more point. Do you realize suddenly now you guys have quite a lot of points? Can I, as usual, okay, I don't think you guys have any problem. And continue, obviously, you guys need to find the x-intercept. X-intercept, that means y equals 0. That means fx equals 0. Again, just need to sub to your general form. I just sub inside. Press calculator. You're okay, right? Okay lah, can lah. First answer, 3 over 2. Second answer, negative 5 over 2. Okay? Okay lah, write back 2 bracket lah, even though no marks. I must behave like a teacher. Don't be so lazy, right? So guys, one I get 3 over 2, one I get negative 5 over 2. So I write the coding on top since I have no space at the bottom. 3 over 2, 0 is 1. Negative 5 over 2, 0 is another 1. Whoa, this time round, I got so many points. Can? After you have so many points, now it's time to sketch it out. How do I sketch it out? Okay, wait, I look at all the value. Wow, 33, such a big number. I should leave a lot of space for that. Okay, let's say like that, okay? So every single box I put 5 because 33 is way too high, okay? So let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Here's 35, yeah? Negative 5, negative 10, negative 15, negative 20. Okay, it's your own judgment lah, okay? And for the white part, negative 3 to 3. So 1, 2, 3. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Here x, here 0. This one called fx. Let's try to draw it out. First one, negative 1 over 2 is negative 0.5. Negative 0.5 should be around here. But the height part is negative 16. So negative 16 should be around here. So this is my first point. Negative 1 over 2, negative 16. If I'm way too fast, you slowly draw, okay, my dear? That you can pause the video and then, try yourself. Negative 3, 9, negative 3 is here, positive 9. So 9 should be around this particular height. Positive or negative 3, 9, that. 0, negative 15, 0, negative 15 should be here. Wait, this one I draw a bit to the left side. Okay, 0, negative 15, done again. 3, 33, 3, the height will be 33, 33, around here. Okay, I hope you guys don't mind my pencil part, okay, because pencil, eventually you won't even show, okay. Next one, 3 over 2 is actually 1.5. 1.5, between 1 and 2. Done again. Negative 5 over 2 become decimal is negative 2.5. Negative 2.5, it should be here. So you see, I just try to draw out every single point, okay, my dear? Guys, I repeat, you shouldn't draw until a W shape or whatever stuff. If you guys cannot draw a nice U shape, N shape, definitely one of the few points, maybe you find it wrongly. So you must check back what you wrong. You shouldn't say like, oh, maybe the graph look like that. No. It's definitely a U shape or N shape, okay? Other than that, definitely you make some mistake, okay? So now you guys have everything. Let's connect them together. This one on the starting, I already know is a smiley face, okay? So you guys connect them together, it should look like a smiley face. Whoa, so nice. Self-praise is not praise. So do you guys realize I already done a nice curve graph out, correct? And by the way, I want to say about this, after you guys draw it out, right? Isn't it just now the first 2 questions we did, we draw until very nice, like the left and the right is actually same height and stuff like that. So a lot of students now, they will actually draw until this particular height. But can you? No. You know why you can't? Because these questions they give you a restriction. They want you domain draw from negative 3 to 3. You are only allowed to draw this width. You cannot draw anything extra. So you just need to from negative 3 until positive 3. Don't draw extra. That, Kenya, this is whatever I done drawing. Please remember they have the second part. State the range of the fx. If you guys already learned chapter 1, where I already taught in chapter 1 video also, whenever they want to find range and what is the same, image. Do you guys still remember that? Image is actually talking about the y-axis, okay? I remember in chapter 1 video, I taught you guys, I say, whenever you connect them together, you shouldn't just write all the points out. You should actually write a range out. A range, that means your answer should have bigger, smaller sign, okay? Like your domain, isn't it, is a range? Now your range, your fx also should write a range answer out. How do you guys write the range answer out? Domain is looking at the x-axis. X-axis, that means horizontal. Horizontal, that means we are talking about how wide you are, correct? Then now, range of fx, we are looking at the y-axis. Y-axis, are we talking about how wide you are? No, we are talking about what is your height, my dear. So what is your height now? So you don't need to know a lot. You just need to know what is your highest height and what is your lowest height. So guys, look at your graph. Your graph look like this, yeah? This particular happy face. The highest number you guys touch now, here, isn't it, is 33. Don't tell me teacher 35. No. Just now we draw until 33. I just didn't label, okay, my dear? The highest height I touch is 33. The lowest one, don't tell me 0 or look carefully or here, yeah? Isn't it negative 16? So now you guys know the range for my graph is this particular height. Highest is until 33, lowest is until negative 16. That is actually your range. Then how do you guys write it out? I write here, yeah? So that means my fx, lowest until negative 16, highest until 33. So you're in between there, right? So fx bigger than negative 16, smaller than 33. This is the answer. Do I get full marks? No. You know why? Because their domain, they give you with an equal sign. So your answer should write with an equal sign as well. Done. So I repeat, domain is talking about the width. Range is talking about the height. So you just need to write the highest and the lowest, and then you write the answer. Fx bigger than the smaller number, smaller than the bigger number. Done. Hopefully you guys understand. And I'm just a teacher who try to cover everything in my video. So that's the reason I'm doing C, okay? Hopefully it helped, okay? So C, sketch. Okay, time to draw again. Can you draw the previous, can you draw on the previous graph? No, you need to draw a brand new one. Sketch the graph of the absolute value function of this equation. So guys, they want to sketch this all from negative 3 to 3 again. Okay, before I start sketching, okay, maybe you will tell me, teacher, how to sketch. I hope you guys know that. Now they want to sketch y equals to these two things called modulus. Chapter 1 already learned. So modulus fx. And isn't it this question already give you the fx on the starting? So you know fx is actually the original equation of these questions. Correct? Okay, this is very important. Listen carefully. A lot of students, when they want to sketch modulus fx, the student normally will do again whatever step 1, step 2, step 3, and then draw it out. But is it necessary? No. Very little marks will distribute on this part because you no need to start from the beginning again, because you know now the one that you want to draw is actually somehow same as the previous one. So they should actually look like whatever you just draw, right? The only extra thing now they have is a modulus. Then now I need you to have basic of modulus. Do you guys still remember what is modulus represent? Modulus, isn't it, that means negative come out will be what? Positive. Positive come out will be what? Positive. Okay? Don't know whether you understand or not, but never mind. Let me give you a small version of it for you guys to have an idea of what is modulus, okay? So modulus, that means all the negative will come out positive, all the positive come out will be a positive, right? So you see, you actually no need to start from the beginning and do it again. You just need to understand the concept. Guys, if I draw a happy face, right? So this is the x-axis. X-axis on top is all positive. Okay? X-axis bottom is all negative. Look at here. So now, if this is the original graph, okay, let's say if I put a modulus. If I put the modulus means what? Positive, still positive. So you see, this one positive, this one positive. They're still there. Can? But just now I told you, negative will become what? Become positive. So negative now, bottom, isn't it negative? So the bottom is negative, they should become positive. How they become positive? They will reflect up. Look at my hand. They will reflect up. So if they reflect up, they should go up like that. Okay, they become this purple color one. Can you guys see it? Not sure whether you understand, but let me give you another one. Okay, see at the bottom one, now they will look like this. Just now that one is happy face, right? Now this one I show you a sad face. Maybe you will tell me, teacher, set face different. No, actually they look the same. I'm serious, my dear. So this set face, again, positive will remain positive. Isn't it the top one is positive? They will remain on top. Okay. Negative will become positive. So isn't it the bottom one will reflect up? The bottom one will reflect up. Isn't it? They also look like that. So I always tell my student this particular story that whenever you draw a curve graph, okay, whenever they put a modulus, actually the shape will always look like that. And this is what shape I always tell my student, this bottom is the ocean. There's this particular person. Look at his face, okay? This is his hand. Ugly, I know, but yeah, try to imagine it. This person is like, you know, trying to say help, help, help on top of the ocean, my dear. Can you imagine it? They will exactly look like this always, okay, my dear. I hope now you guys can imagine it also. I don't think you can unseen what I just said, my dear. So every single time after modulus, they will always look like that. So now, you know how you draw? I use pencil and show you. So based on what you draw just now, this is the original graph, right? And now you just add the modulus. So you just add the modulus, it means what? It means this positive, still positive. It means this positive, still positive. But this negative, isn't it will reflect up, become positive. Can you see the help? Look, my dear. So let's try to draw it up now, yeah? This time I use green color to draw. So you guys can see some different. I no need lah. Blue will do lah. Okay, too short. Like this, like this. No need panic, you know you need to draw just exactly like how you draw just now. So I show you in purple color. You know this part is still the same, right? So that part I draw as usual. -1, -2, -3. So -3, the height is what just now? 9. Wait, I label first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 9 is around here. That. And then -2.50, that. Isn't it this purple color one? Still the same. You see, they actually look the same, okay? Because positive must remain positive, correct? Then I draw another hand as well. This longer hand. Okay. How do we draw that? That one, 3 until 33. 1, 2, 3. 3 until 33. Wait, I rub off this. No space because 333 around here. Okay. 1.50 is around here. Connect them together. Do you realize this positive one still positive? Can you see this purple color one? I hope you guys all can see. Isn't it the same now? Then how about the bottom one? Will you continue draw on the bottom? No, because you have modulus. Once you have modulus, all the negative become positive. So how the negative become positive, guys? So just look at it. Very, very understandable one, okay? So when you reflected up, right, do you realize now the point will become here? Just now is -1/2, -16. Now will become what? You know you are still on this place. So your x is still -1/2 because for this part, your x is -1/2, correct? But the height will change. Because this particular height just now is -16. Now you become like that. Isn't it you should be +16? Can you guys see it? That is how you reflected up, okay? The value will be exactly the same. The height will be exactly the same. It's just negative, positive will make some differences, okay? So -1/2, 16. -1/2 will be here. 16 is around here. So that -1/2, 16. Okay? And this -15 will become +15. I just connect them together. Okay, do you realize the graph now? Negative will become positive now. Done. This one is the y, this one is the x, this one is the 0. So eventually they will exactly look the same as the previous one, just that when they add a modulus, you reflected out. Do you think you understand? I hope you understand. So this video marked the last part of my chapter 2, Form 4 chapter 2 video. Hopefully you guys all understand throughout this whole journey. See you on the next video. Bye bye. 안녕. Tata. Bye.